Welcome to Mishna. Salem Besa Perek Bet Mishna Bet. Over here in this Mishnah, we're going to discuss dipping before the holiday. So, person needs to, or doesn't need to. A person a lot of times, well, in the times of Bet Hamidrash, they would need to, right? They would have to dip themselves before the holiday. And a lot of times, you want to also purify your kilim, right? Your bowls, your utensils, your clothing before the holiday itself as well. So you want to do that before the holiday. You also sometimes want to do it before Shabbat. Could you do it on Shabbat or no? Right? So how do we prepare for the holiday when Shabbat is also involved? Haliyot Ahara Shabbat, right? Let's say the holiday falls out on a Sunday. Okay, so now you need to go on, you want to dip and purify yourself, make yourself tahor, make your clothing tahor before the holiday rolls in. So Bet Shammai omrim matbilin et hakol min lifnei Shabbat. You have to dip everything from before Shabbat, right? Everything meaning a clothing and a person, right? Why can't you go ahead and dip your clothing on Shabbat itself? So because it's the function, right? You could use something, right? Let's say it's something that was tameh, and then you dipped it in the mikveh, it became tahor. So it looks like you're fixing it. It looks like you're fixing the keli, even though you didn't really fix it, but because you were able to change its, use, you can use it for tahor foods, right? Therefore, it looks like you're fixing on Shabbat, and we know you're not allowed to fix things on Shabbat, right? You're not allowed to build things and fix things on Shabbat, so that's why it's a. That's according to Bet Shammai. Bet Hillel omrim kelim milifnei Shabbat ve'adam b'Shabbat. Right. So Bet Hillel agreed to Bet Shammai that clothing is different before Shabbat, like we said, because it looks like you're fixing the akimita ken mana, and you're not allowed to do that on Yom Tov. But a person is allowed to dip on Shabbat itself. Now, why is a person allowed to dip on Shabbat himself? He himself also, he was tameh beforehand, and now it became tahor. Why is that not considered fixing? Because over here it looks like he's just dipping in the water to cool off. Right? So because you're allowed to just dip in water to cool off on Shabbat, right? When someone goes into the mikveh to make himself pure, to purify himself, to make himself tahor, right? It's not really as if he's fixing something, because it just looks like he's cooling off, right? So that's enough of a distinction for Bet Hillel to allow a person to dip on Shabbat, but kelim, but utensils and clothing, those need to be done from before Shabbat.